So
where do we start?
what is a Bowman anyway?
Oh yeah, that's right. What is a
and
Bowman?
why is everyone talking about the Bowmans? Like, what is a Bowman?
Such a good question.
I would say approach with curiosity and question.
Ooh.
Because if you approach with an answer, you might regret your answer. The wild bowman has a capacity to take what you think is and turn it upside down.
And always creating more possibilities with that. It's like seeing something that you thought was so. It's like this, and then this, and then this, and then they'll show
And
you
they go,
like.
yeah, well, what if
perspective
it's like this? And it's like, wait, what? Oh, whoa, that's a lot lighter.
For 2 years to do study over there, nothing. We were living on $1 TV meals for about 12 months. But from there we learnt that the universe is actually a really abundant place, and this is where we really started to live from the sense of no lack. And one of the things that we talk about is this sense of no lack in anything. And what we've found over time is that if you're able to tap into that energy of no lack, then you're able to actually create your life in a very different way than about 99.9% of everyone else. It has nothing to do with money. It has everything with the way you choose to see the world.
And I was like, maybe, yeah, but I don't want to do it as my parents did, and I don't know how to do it. Kind of all those things were in my mind. I'm not sure, and that I don't want to dedicate all the weekends for that. There was so many of, oh, it should be one way. And then I was on a telecall with them, and the question came up again, and I asked about it. And then it was like, well, I just have to start. So the next day I just went online on auction houses that I kind of knew from 10, 15 years before. And there was literally an auction going on that morning. I was like, oh, I could buy that. And I started bidding. And that's how my business started. I just had to start.
Well, that how part is really something that I think stops a lot of people in the creations that they would like to be doing. They're just not quite sure how to get like the ball rolling or to get their ideas initiated. But every time I've asked the Bowmans questions about how to too, they kind of like chuckle a little bit because for them, they just get started. So they wouldn't stop themselves at the how. It's like they have a lot of clout. They're not just like talking about these things. It's like they're going around contributing to, individuals, lowly people like us.
And CEOs and boards of huge corporations like around the world. They never have the point of view that they can't contribute to somebody.
No.
They'll play with anyone and they'll change anyone's reality.
That's true.
We were working in the corporate world in Australia, and both of us were on six-figure income, except the sense of lack was always there. Even though we made a lot of money, we still felt that there wasn't enough. There was something missing. So we knew that there's something so much more than just money. By having so much money and not having the consciousness that allow us to enjoy and appreciate money, no matter how much money you make, you're not going to enjoy having it.
A lot of people talk about like how Steve Jobs was and how like he had this kind of, I forget the exact words, but he had this kind of like bubble around him where if you were around him, like things just became possible. You could do things with greater ease. And I'd say the Bowmans have at least similar, because every time I'm on a call with them, it's just literally, it's like things become possible that weren't before.
It's like adding gas to our businesses every time we're on a call with them. It's like a propulsion or just a contribution.
Yeah. After every single call, I'm like, all right, I'm going and creating.
Things we've literally stopped ourselves with for years. And
I do know the last call we were on with them, I could just perceive so much change and so much possibility that I made a demand to myself. It wasn't like a very serious thing. It's like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna have this level of change, like at least this level of change every day. And
our lives have been very different since that day. We've talked about that often, like, wow, it was that day that you chose to have that level of change.
Yeah, every day. And so that's what it has been at least that every single day since then. And at first it was really kind of like tumultuous, but now I'm just used to it. And it's like our lives just keep growing. And it's thanks to their impetus for me to know that was possible. I could say, you know what, I'm not going to have less than this. If this is possible right now, like I'm going to choose this all the time.
And what would it be like for us to actually have in our universe this notion of no lack?
And the sense of no lack in your universe It's the same as the sense of having infinite choices and infinite possibilities. If you have any lack in your universe, you just have to be willing to let the lack go and start looking at what would it be like to function from a sense of no lack.
One of the things I think I couldn't really grasping in the beginning is they don't see any limitations as true. So I was like, oh, you can live that 100%? I was like, wow, I get that I have less than a way back, but I also make quite a few of them still real. And then working with them and being around them, I'm like, there is literally in Chutisa's world only questions. And very few times she comes to a point of view sometimes, and then she pots and pakara and laughs about it and goes on. But she doesn't judge herself. That was also one beautiful thing for me, is really being a space where there's no judgment. And I can see how not, it's not normal for most people to be around people that don't judge. Because it's almost like you want to grasp where is the right and wrong to know what to do. And it's like, it's not there.
Yeah.
Which has been so fun, by the way, to have somebody have no projections and expectations of like what you will or won't or should deliver. It's been amazing. But I had a moment recently where I'm like, do the Bowmans like hate me? Like, it's like
And then I had to ask a question. I was like, so is that what's going on, or do they just have no judgment of you whatsoever?
and I was like, oh, no judgment.
You know, it's like you're almost used to finding what your place in the world is based on feedback that you get, or the judgment, or just those little kind of energetic things that almost let you know like where your place is.
Yeah, like, oh, that's good, and that's bad, and that's good, and then like me, I go like, okay, good, that's good, so I do that, and that's bad, so I don't do that. And with the Bowmans, they don't have any of that. It's like you can just contribute, and they're grateful for what you contribute, even if you like fuck up or mess up. And I don't think I've messed up with
well, no, that's the thing. It's like with that, I've seen you grow so much in the last just few months of playing with like their tools and just being on their calls, where like the capacities that you have always had with business, you haven't been going like stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. You've just been go, 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 go.
And if you stop buying the lie of this reality, the lie of scarcity, you would be able to step into what you are capable of. You'll be able to use your capacity to create and generate more money than you could even imagine. But as long as you're still buying to the lie, you're not going to be able to claim on and acknowledge your capacity.
Lisa, you were talking about how Chutisa doesn't judge herself, and to have that like example of like a woman in business who doesn't like judge herself was just totally mind-blowing for me. And she talks about how each morning she'll come up with these like lists of ideas, and she doesn't judge herself whether she does any of them or not. And I've come up with ideas. I've had ideas every day. I mean, probably like most of you watching, like you have ideas every single day. And then have you ever created an expectation that you need to actually follow through with all of them, or follow through with any of them, or put any of them into motion? What I got from Chutisa is like acknowledging how many ideas we really have as creative humanoids, and then just choosing to create what you'd like to create without having to like second guess or like question or make sure that you've done all of these things on this like list that you've created for yourself to then do. It's like, no,
judge
just
yourself
great.
if you don't do.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the things that we encourage people to do is to start looking at these lies of scarcity and then just taking them and saying, well, what if that wasn't true? Where would I need to go? Who would I need to talk to? What would I need to do different that I hadn't considered doing before? And that by itself is just going to change lives. We find this all the time.
That's where one of the things I've seen the joy Chutisa and Steve have. And when I've talked with them about, if you have fun, if you're having fun creating, and if you don't have fun, he looks at me, well, you know that it's a point of view if you're having fun or not. I'm like, okay. Wait a second. Yeah, that's true.
No, that is a Bowman encounter.
That is definitely a Bowman encounter.
It's been really fun not to have points of view if it's fun or not. And you can always ask a question and change it. But it was like, I wonder how many more things there are that we are using against each other that could be changed by one question.
Yes, and they have lots of questions. That's another thing about a Bowman. It's like
Yeah.
every time I've been on a call with them or just had a conversation, it's opened up so many questions that they have asked, but also just kind of like question in that space of being a question. Also.
Yeah.